Welcome to the next lecture of Organization of Commerce and Management subject. Dear friends, I am Mrs. Neeta Ivle. Today we are going to start the 7th chapter, that is Consumer Protection. In fact, we all are consumers, and you will agree that we all must aware as a consumer. We all buy things on daily basis. Then, are there any do's and don'ts of consumers? We can't even think about it, right? But now we are not just a consumer, but as a commerce student and as a future businessman, we must know all about it. In this chapter, we will discuss rights of consumers, responsibilities of consumers, not only that, but the need of consumer protection. Yes, there is a need to protect the consumers. If consumers is being cheated, then what are the ways to protect him is also we are going to study in this chapter. Today we are going to understand, in this lecture we are going to understand who exactly is a consumer and what are the rights of consumers. So let's first understand what is meant by the word consumer. In fact, if you go through dictionary, you will find it as a person who purchases goods and services for personal use will called as a consumer. Actually, the word consumer is derived from the Latin word consumer, which means to eat or to drink. The consumer is the one who consumes or uses any commodity or service available from nature or through a market. A person who has indicated his willingness to obtain goods or services from a supplier with the intention to pay for them will also called as consumer. Someone who has purchased goods and services for personal consumption will called as a consumer. A person or group of people who are the first user of product or service the consumer uses is in the sense that the product is usually not improved by the use. Okay, in simple words, consumer means any person who buys any goods, hires any service or services for a consideration which has been paid or promised or partly paid or partly promised or under any circumstances, that means any system of deferred payments. We all are consumers when we use any commodity like food grain, milk, medicine, your favorite mobile handset, pen, bike, etc. or services like communication, bank, railway, post office, hospital, etc. Right? Let me tell you one interesting thing, that consumer is to be said a king of market. Consumer is said to be a king of market. Let's see why he is called as a king. Consumer is the origin of the modern marketing word. Consumer is the originator of an organization. The success and failure of any business depends on consumers. You will agree that consumers are the pillars of economic development in any country, as the entire country revolves around them. All the production and manufacturing activities are undertaken by business organizations only to give maximum satisfaction to the consumer. To explain this, I would like to read few lines which respected father of nation Mahatma Gandhi says to seller and manufacturer about consumers. To whom? To sellers and manufacturers about consumers. You must hear it carefully. A consumer is the most important visitor in our premises. He is not dependent on us, we are dependent on him. He is not an interruption in our work, he is the purpose of it. He is not an outsider to our business, he is part of it. We are not doing him a favor by serving him, he is doing a favor by giving us an opportunity to do so. Who is telling this? Respected father of nation Mahatma Gandhi. To whom? To seller and the manufacturers. You may ask, really the consumer is the king in the market? And really sellers know the importance of consumers? And now we are going to understand the chapter Consumer Protection. Why consumers are to be protected? Why consumer protection is important? Why it is necessary? Let's see. Because of competition and in an attempt to increase sales, manufacturer and sales providers may be tempted for what? Tempted to engage in unethical, exploitative and unfair trade practices like defective unsafe products, adulteration, false and misleading advertising and black marketing, etc. What results would you see of these practices? When manufacturers as well as sellers and sales providers engaged in unethical, exploitative, unfair trade practices, you will find that a consumer might be exposed to risk due to unsafe products, might suffer from bad health due to adulterated food products, might be cheated because of misleading advertisements or sale of bogus products, might have to pay a higher price when seller engaged in overpricing or black marketing, etc. Thus, there is a need for providing adequate protection to consumer against such practices of the sellers. Due to these reasons, consumer protection become necessary. Understand? Now let's see rights of consumers. Rights of consumers are integral part of our day-to-day life. Consumer rights protect consumers from being cheated by salesmen, manufacturers, and shopkeepers. The success of any campaign depends on the consciousness and awareness of the people for whose cause the movement is organized. Consumers' rights play an important role in their protection and safety. Consumers might be face problems in the purchase, use, and consumption of goods and services. Many cases also highlight the need for a proper legal protection to be provided to consumers to protect their rights and also protect them from various forms of exploitation from the manufacturers and sellers. Can you just imagine what would be the mess created in front of consumers if adequate protection is not provided to them? Can modern organizations afford to neglect the interest of consumers? You must think about it, and you will find that the protection of consumer is important for both the consumers and the businessmen as alike. And for this, on 15th March 1962, on 15th March 1962, the then President of United States, J. F. Kennedy, declared certain rights of consumer. Therefore, the day is observed as World Consumer Rights Day. Okay? Consumer protection has a wide agenda. It not only includes educating consumers about their rights and responsibilities but also help in getting their grievances redressed. It not only requires a judicial machinery for protecting the interest of consumers but also requires the consumer to get together and themselves form themselves into consumer associations for a protection and promotion of their interest. At the same time, consumer protection has a specific significance for businesses too. The business aim should be to meet the need of consumer and to provide full satisfaction. Every consumer should be aware of his rights and use of them in his daily life for protection. Consumer have to fight for their rights and put pressure on business, manufacturer and trader for safeguarding their rights. Okay? So let's start the rights. The first right is right to safety. This right protects consumers against products, production, process and services which are hazardous to health or life. The consumer has a right to be protected against goods and services which are harmful to their health or their life and also to their property. It includes concern for consumers' long term interest as well as their immediate requirements. According to this, consumers must get full safety and protection to his life and health. The safety should be in relation to medicine, electrical appliances, food, etc. The Government of India has given safety standards in the form of AGMARK. You know what is AGMARK? ISI, BIS, Hallmark, etc. AGMARK is a quality certification for agricultural produce by Government of India under Agriculture Produce Grading and Marketing Act 1937 amended in 1986. For instance, electrical appliances which are manufactured with substandard products or do not conform to the safety norms might cause serious injury. So, you must understand this right, that right to safety. This is the first right. Let's see what is next. The second right is right to information. The consumer has a right to have complete information about the product or service he wants to purchase. It means that according to this right, consumer should be provided with adequate information about all aspects of goods and services. Which type of information he should be provided? Information about price, name of manufacturer, quantity, directions for use, contents used, batch number if any, date of manufacture and expiry of date, user manual and safety instructions, etc. Friends, are you understanding? That is why the legal framework in India requires the manufacturer to provide such information on the package and label of the product. You must have seen all this information on various products when you buy them at market. Not only this, but the right also helps consumers to select right product or service. It is applicable to food products, medicines, spare parts, or any other consumer products or services. Let's see the third one. The third right is right to choose. The consumer has the freedom to choose from a variety of products at competitive prices. This means that the sellers should offer a wide variety of products in terms of quality, brand, price, size, etc., and allow the consumer to make a choice from among these. The choices available to Indian consumers across the basket of goods and services have multiplied, like telecommunication, travel and tourism, banking, electronics, fast moving consumer goods, that is FMCG, etc. According to this right, consumer should be given full freedom to select an article as per his requirement, taste, and purchasing capacity. The right to choose is related to the concept of free market economy. As per this right, the seller can't compel consumer to buy particular product, and hence monopoly is prevented. This is very important. Let's see the fourth one. Right to be heard. According to this right, consumer have opportunity to voice their complaint to the consumer forum. Every business organization should listen and solve the complaints of consumers. The consumer has a right to file a complaint and to be heard in the case of dissatisfaction with a good or a service. Consumers also give suggestions to manufacturer or traders on certain matters such as quality, quantity, price, packaging, etc. Nowadays, consumers can file online complaints through portal or mobile applications. That is why many aware and responsible business firms have set up their own consumer service and grievance cells. Many consumer organizations are also working towards this direction and helping consumers in redressal of their grievances. Now, the fifth right is right to consumer education. The consumer has a right to acquire knowledge and to be a well informed consumer throughout life. He should be aware about his rights and the reliefs available to him in case of a product or service falling short of his expectations. Every consumer has the right to know about consumer rights and solutions to their problems. This right creates consumer awareness. An aware consumer can make rational choice of goods and services and protect his rights and interest from the exploitation of dishonest businessmen. The Consumer Protection Act, by giving out to these rights on the consumer, empowers them to fight against any unethical, exploitative, and unfair trade practices adopted by seller. Thus, consumer education become a priority concern. It is necessary to give education and training regarding prevailing acts and legal processes. The Government of India and NGOs play vital roles in this regard. For example, Jago Grahak Jago campaign. You must heard about this. But friends, we must keep in mind that consumer rights by themselves can't be effective in achieving the objective of consumer protection. Consumer protection can, in effect, be achieved only when the consumers are understand their responsibilities. Now, the next one, that is sixth right, is right to represent. According to this right, the consumer has the right to represent him or to be heard or right to advocate his interest. In case a consumer has been exploited or has any complaint against the product or service, then he has the right to be heard and be assured that his or her interest would receive due consideration. The Act allows the consumer to be represented by a person who is not a professional advocate. This provision is in recognition of consumers' right to represent. This right indicates the right to representation in the government and in other policy making bodies. Under this right, the complaints must have complaint cell to attend the complaints of consumers. Let's have the second right. That is the seventh right to redress. The consumer has a right to get relief in case the product or service falls short of his expectations. Only filing of complaint is not enough to give justice to the consumers, so this right implies fair settlement of claims. The Consumer Protection Act provides a number of reliefs to the consumers, including replacement of product, removal of defect in the product, compensation paid for any loss or injury suffered by the customer, etc. According to Consumer Protection Act, three-tier quasi-judicial consumer dispute redressal machinery is established for settlement of claims such as District Commission at district level, State Commission at state level, and National Commission at national level. Consumers are protected from business malpractices. As I stated above, this right enables the consumer to demand repair or replacement or compensation for defective product and for poor services. Right to the next right is right to healthy environment. Friends, we see the importance of protecting our environment. We know that all the activities of human should be done according to this aspect. Actually, we all should take care of this. Not only consumers but all humans have the right to healthy and clean environment. According to this right, consumer can demand actions against the pollution causing business organizations. All consumers have right to healthy and clean environment in present and in future. The fact is that the society is made up of consumers, and it is obvious that the most important change underlying the protection and presentation of the environment must take place at the level of individual consciousness. It is the individual who must act to protect the environment. This is the one of the most important uses and issues which humanity must certainly and currently address. You all will agree it. But then what should we do is the question. Friends, with three basic principles and action paths, we can achieve this. These are none but 3 R's. Those are reduction, reuse and recycle. Reduction, reuse and recycle. This is the only way to achieve environmental protection in the socially responsible manner and with the greatest odds for success in an eco-friendly world. In this way, we understood all the 8 rights of consumers. Let's have a quick review of today's learning. Today we understood meaning of consumer and rights of consumers. We understood that there are 8 rights. The first right is right to safety, right to information, then right to choose, right to be heard, right to consumer education. Sixth one is right to represent, right to redress, and eighth one is right to healthy environment. Hope you got all the points. In next lecture, we will discuss the ways and means of consumer protection. Thank you for watching today's lecture attentively.